Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Learning Management System. It is an initiation of Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Dear students, today I am going to discuss you before the Unit 2, that is Automobile Electronics, from Applications of Electronics Engineering subject. Applications of Electronics Engineering is fifth semester subject of Diploma Electronics and Communication branch. This is session 11. Before we begin with this session, let's have a recap or a revision of previous session. Dear students, in last session we have discussed about need for electronics in automobile and electronics in ignition system. In need for electronics in automobile system, we have discussed about electronic ignition system and anti-lock braking system, vehicle proximity detection system, vehicle navigation system, and theft detection. I would like to give just brief overview about each point. In ignition system, we have studied that the electronic ignition system has made or has brought revolutionary changes in automobile. By introducing electronic ignition system, the efficiency, mileage and the performance of automobile has increased phenomenally. Similarly, the anti-lock braking system or the introduction of anti-lock braking system in automobile has increased the safety measures. We know that if we use conventional braking system on icy or wet road, and if we apply sudden brake with conventional braking system, then our vehicle will may skid due to the sudden locking of wheels, and the vehicle may topple, or we may met or encounter a road accident. This difficulty can be overcome with the help of anti-locking braking system. Similarly, we also discussed the electronic proximity detection system. Dear students, we know that while traveling on a road or while driving a car on a road, some other vehicle wants to overtake our vehicle. Sometimes we may not see the vehicle which is behind us. The electronic proximity sensor gives the information about the vehicle which want to overtake our vehicle. The electronic proximity detection system uses the ultrasound signal. Similarly, we also discussed in the last session about electronic navigation system. Dear students, we know that nowadays the navigation plays very important role when we travel to any unknown places. In electronic navigation system, with the help of global positioning system, with the help of GSM technology, wheel sensor, compass sensor, we use these parameters to find appropriate location on web service map, that is Google Map. Similarly, after the need for electronics in automobile, we also discuss the role of electronics ignition system. We have seen that how electronic ignition system improves the performance of automobile, and how various electronic components are involved to ignite the spark plug. And with the help of electronic ignition system, we have also seen how to spark or how to ignite the combination of fuel and air in combustion chamber. This is all about the previous session. Dear students, now let's begin with today's session. In today's session, we shall see how electronic ignition lock system works. Let's begin with electronic ignition lock system. First of all, the question might arise in our mind that why do we need the electronic ignition lock system? Why do we need to lock it? The reason behind this is sometimes driver may have consumed the alcohol. He may not maintain or he may not manage the vehicle. Under such condition, we need some precautionary measure so that to ensure that he is in good condition. How to check him? The one method to check his condition is that we may use alcohol sensing equipment, in which the alcohol sensing equipment senses it. Once it satisfies the condition, then only it allows the driver to drive or ignite the vehicle. Otherwise, it will not allow. Similarly, the electronic ignition lock system is also provide the precautionary measure when or if the driver has drunk or if he has consumed the alcohol. No doubt it also works in the normal conditions also. Let's see what are all the components are involved in electronic ignition lock system. The main components which involves here are the keyboard. Let me take a pen. The main components are involved keyboard, sequence detector, display, the counter, and the very important one comparator and OR gate. And this is the control signal. First of all, what is keyboard? Keyboard is a device, or I can say it is input device, which is used to feed the data into the system. We know that we have two types of devices, usually input devices and output devices. Input devices which are used to feed the input to any device or any component. It may be a computer, it may be electronic system, it may be any mechanical system. Here the keyboard is input device through which we feed the data into the system. Here we have four keys, that is A, B, C and D. The complement of keyboard here is the display. The role of keyboard is to feed the data, whereas the role of display is to show the data. The display may be 7 segment display, the display may be LCD display, or the display may be alphanumeric or LED display. If we use the 7 segment display, we know that the 7 segment display has 7 segments and each segment is made up of LED. It may be a common anode or common cathode. Similarly, if we use LCD, that is liquid crystal display, it uses the ambient light and display whatever we feed the data. And nowadays, that after LCD, the TFT technology has been used, that is thin film transistor technology. Nowadays, we use LED display even in the TV as well as in the computer. What is LED display? That means in order to display a picture, we use LED display. We know that the basic component of the picture is pixel. For each pixel, we use a single LED. That means those LEDs are fabricated on micro and nano level and that are used to display the picture. It also increases the clarity compared to other displays. Dear students, here we are going to use simple alphanumeric display which is going to display the character or the alphabets which we enter on the keyboard. Now coming to the sequence detector. Sequence detector is a digital circuit which is made up of digital logic circuit and internally it has some sequence which are built with the help of even Moore model or Mealy model. It has first, second and last sequence. It may be up to down or down to up. Similarly, we also have the comparator. Dear students, the comparator may consist of any logic circuit, digital logic circuit, or it may also comprises of op amp, that is operational amplifier. But in this scenario, we use digital comparator, which compares the more than one signals and produces the digital output, which is again fed to the OR gate. The one more important part of this electronic ignition lock system is that is counter. What is counter? Counter is a logic device which is used to count the number of input pulses. The counter may be of up counter or it may be of down counter. Similarly, we also have different counters like synchronous counter or asynchronous counter. Based on the requirement, we use different counters. Dear students, in this electronic ignition lock system, we use simple down counter. Pardon me. In this electronic ignition lock system, we use simple up counter which counts from 1 to 3. Now let's see how this electronic ignition lock system works. Let's begin with the working of electronic ignition lock system. Dear students, this sequence which he given in the table having sequence number 1 having the sequence A D B C, similarly the sequence 2 having A C B D, and the sequence number 3 having B D A C. These sequences are provided by the manufacturer. Once the driver enters into the vehicle, assume that if he has consumed an alcohol, under such condition, or even if the driver is in normal condition, under such scenario or under such situation, this random sequence will be flashed. The question might arise in our mind that why should we use this sequence ADBC? Dear students, this is a random sequence having three combination, and this sequence might change every time. Now, for instance, just consider this sequence. Okay, once the driver enters into the vehicle, this sequence is going to flash on display. Here is the display that going to flash on display. Now what he should does? The driver must enter the first sequence, that is he must enter the A, D, B, C with the help of this keyboard. Once he enter this sequence with the help of keyboard, and that is going to display on the external device, that is display. Dear students, similarly, once he enters this sequence ADBC with the help of keyboard, then this sequence is applied to the sequence detector. Once the sequence detector, as I said you earlier, this sequence is already fed in the sequence detector. If that sequence matches with the input sequence, then the sequence detector will going to issue one signal that is called P1. Similarly, when a driver enters the next sequence, that is ACBD, with the help of keyboard, when he enters ACBD, that same sequence will going to display on the display device, and that sequence is fed to the sequence detector. If that sequence get matched with the sequence detector sequence, then it will issue the signal that is called P2. Similarly, the next sequence will appear before the driver, that is BDAC. What is that BDAC? This is one more random sequence. Now the driver will going to enter the sequence BDAC. It should be D, okay? BDAC. Once he enter that sequence, and that's going to appear on the display, and now we are going to feed that sequence into the sequence detector. Now sequence detector matching its data with keyboard data. Yes, it's found it is correct. Now it will issue the P3 signal. The P1, P2, P3 signals are corresponding to sequence 1, sequence 2 and sequence 3. Once these sequences are matched or once these sequences are generated, that will be fed to comparator. Before going into the comparator, one possibility or three possibilities are there. What if any of the sequence is wrong, or what if the driver enters any of the sequence, what if the driver enters any of the wrong sequence into this keyboard? Yes, dear students, if the driver enters any of the wrong sequence, then the sequence generator will generate the error signal that is called E1. Let's see. Assume that while he enter into the car, and if he tries to ignite the engine, or if he tries to start the engine, then these sequence will going to flash on the display. First he has to enter the sequence 1. If he enters wrong sequence, then this error even will be produced by the sequence detector. Assume that instead of ADBC you are entering AAAA. Okay, then this sequence detector matches that sequence with keyboard, and it founds that that sequence is not matching with the sequence of sequence detector. Then it will issue the error signal that is called E1. Anyhow, the E1 and E2 are connected to the OR gate. It disables the ignition system. That means it will not allow driver to start the vehicle. This is one possibility. The second possibility is, assume that he has entered first sequence correctly. That is A, B, B, C he has entered correctly. Then this sequence is matched with the sequence detector and it issues the signal P1. Now he enters second sequence incorrectly. That instead of ACBD, assume that he has entered CBCB. That means that CBCB is going to match with the sequence detector input data, and sequence detector compare that with its database or the sequence which is already fed into it. If it founds both are correct, then only it will issue P2, that is P2 signal. Otherwise the sequence detector issue the error signal E1, that in turn again disables the system. And the last possibility is that assume that the driver has entered first and second sequence correctly, that is ADBC and ACBD. Then we will get P1 and P2 signal. Dear students, what if the driver enters the last sequence incorrectly? Instead of entering BDEC, BDAC, if he has entered AB, then sequence detector compare the data with itself, and if it matches, then issues the P3. That is P3 signal again in turn go to comparator. Otherwise, it will issue the error signal E1. Again, dear students, if we get the E1 signal, error signal at OR gate, that disables the ignition system. In this way, the driver must enter all sequence in order and he must enter the correct sequence. Then only the comparator will get P1, P2 and P3 signal. So the again, when we will get the E2 signal, and when will the driver will turn on the ignition system? Let's see students how to do it. Before going into that, we must understand the role of counter. Now, now we'll understand what is the role of counter. Here the role of counter is very simple. As we have discussed earlier in previous slide, that counter is digital device which counts the input pulses. Either it is step up or step down. Either it is up counter or down counter. Here we are using the down counter, or we can also use up counter here. In this scenario, we are using the up counter, which is going to count from 1 to 3. Now, let's see how counter sequence work. For sequence 1, that is ADBC, when the driver enters the sequence A, D, B, C, the same sequence will going to appear or display on the display devices, and that is going to fed to the sequence detector. If it matches that data with it, it will generate the P1 signal. At same time, when we enter the first sequence, it will display it as 0, 1. In fact, by default, it will always show the 0, 1. Okay. If we enter the first sequence successfully, then it will show the counter 0, 1. And if this signal appear here, if the sequence is correct, this signal and the P1 signal are in sync with, and those are compared with the comparator. Similarly, if the driver enters second sequence, that is ACBD, ACBD, and that sequence will going to display in the display devices, and that sequence is fed to sequence detector. Sequence detector compare the data with itself. If it is correct, then it will issue or generate P2 signal. At same time, the counter will display as 0, 2. Here the counter that is going to display here as 0, 2. Okay. Similarly, we have third sequence. If the driver enters the third sequence, that is B, D, A, C. B, D, A, C, that is going to, that sequence will going to fed into the sequence detector. Sequence detector compare that sequence with itself. If it found correct, that will generate P3 signal. At same time, the counter will increase its count from 0 to 03, and that same counter is going to display on the display devices. If the P1, P2, P3 signals are generated successfully, similarly, the counter counts from 01 to 03, then the complete signal will be issued. If these all signals are true, then if these all signals are true, then the engine or ignition will going to enable. Dear students, the one point I would like to highlight here is the sequence 1, that is here ADBC generate success. If we enter successfully, that will generate signal P1. Similarly, we have sequence 2. If we enter successfully, that will generate P2. We have sequence 3 BDAC. If we enter successfully, that will generate P3 signal. Okay, as we discussed earlier, once we enter this sequence successfully, it will generate complete signal, and the counter signal is also generated, and the comparator compares that signal with it and enables the ignition. Then the driver may start his vehicle and he can go wherever he want. Okay, then when the E2 error signal will generate? E2 error signal will generate if and only if this counter reading is wrong. Assume that we have P1 signal and P2 signal. and P3 signal. If we enter the wrong sequence here, for example, first we'll consider the first possibility. Instead of entering ADBC, if I enter DDBB, if I enter DDBB, that signal is going to fed to the sequence detector. Sequence detector check that data with itself, and it will not generate P2 or P1 signal. At same time, the counter will not get any signal, or counter will not generate any signal. If the comparator does not get any signal from here, then it will generate E2 signal, that is error signal. Similarly, if he enters any of the wrong sequences, then these signal will not generated, and we will not get the complete signal, and we will also not get the counter signal. Then the comparator will generate this E2 signal. On the other side, the complement of E2 is enable ignition. If we get P1, P2, P3 and complete as well as the counter signal, then comparator compare that signal with itself, and if it found that all the signals are appeared, then only it will allow to turn on the ignition. Dear students, in this way the electronic ignition lock system works. And here at the output we can see that we have used here the OR gate. If any of the error signal appears here, then it disables the system. That means it is going to monitor both the sequence detector as well as the comparator. It performs the double check here. Dear students, in this way the electronic plays very important role in the part of the safety of the automobile vehicle. Dear students, now it's time to take some multiple choice question to test your knowledge. Let's begin with some simple question. You have 60 seconds. Let me read the question. The question is, and dash generates a spark or heat an electrode to high temperature to ignite fuel air mixture in spark ignition internal combustion engines. The options are as follows. Please think and try to answer these questions. Think over it, students. You have only 10 seconds. Okay, let me tell the correct answer. Dear students, let me read this question once again. And dash generates a spark or heat an electrode to high temperature to ignite the fuel air mixture in the spark ignition internal combustion. That means the dash system allow us to burn the fuel in internal combustion. The answer is ignition system, because the ignition system allows the fuel to burn in the internal combustion. Okay, students. Now we will see the next question. For that question, you will also get 60 seconds. Let's begin that question. Let me read that question. In battery coil ignition system, the correct sequence of flow of current is dash. Please read the sequences or options and try to answer this question. Dear students, please try to think. You have last 20 seconds. You have last 5 seconds. Dear student, let me read the question. In battery coil ignition system, the correct sequence of flow of current is, that the answer is A, battery, emitter, ignition coil, distributor and spark plug. This we have seen in the ignition system, that how the current flows. Initially the current flows from battery to ignition coil. From ignition coil it goes to the capacitor, where capacitor gets charged, and that capacitor it get discharged through the distributor, and that in turn fire the spark plug. In this way the current flows from battery, ammeter, ignition coil, distributor and spark plug. Dear students, next let's see the next question. You have 60 seconds. Let me read the question. In electronic ignition system, dash is used to convert from DC to AC voltage. Please think over it. It is quite simple one. You have last 20 seconds. Okay students. In electronic ignition system, dash is used to convert DC to AC voltage. Answer is oscillator. In electronic ignition system, the oscillator is used to convert DC to AC voltage. Now coming to the next question, question number 4. In electronic ignition system, dash device is used to discharge the capacitor. We have discussed this in previous slides. Please read the options carefully. You have last 20 seconds. You have last 10 seconds, dear students. It's time up. Let me answer the question. In electronic ignition system, dash device is used to discharge the capacitor. We cannot use the diode to discharge the capacitor. We cannot use the resistor, and all of above the is also not answer. The correct answer is the thyristor. Thyristor is a power device which is used to discharge the capacitor. Dear students, we know that in electronic ignition system we get the power from battery, and that is converted from AC to DC with the help of, DC to AC with the help of oscillator. Again we step up that power and we charge the capacitor, and that capacitor is discharged with the help of thyristor. Let's see the next question. The next question is, dash is used to enter the sequence in electronic ignition lock system. That means what device we use in electronic ignition lock system to enter the sequences. Please read the options carefully. You have four options: mouse, keyboard, display, or none of the above. Dear students, you have last 20 seconds to answer your question. Now we will see the answer. You have last 5 seconds, dear students. Okay, now we'll see the answer. Dash is used to enter the sequence in electronic ignition lock system. The keyboard is a device which is going to use to enter the sequence in electronic ignition lock system. Let's see the next question. Please read this question. The question is number 6. ADBC, ACBD and BDAC is a sequence. If driver enters this sequence, then dash turns on. Assume that we have this sequence. If he enters this sequence correctly, dash will turn on. Please try to answer this question by yourself. You have 4 options. Please think over it. You have last 20 seconds, my dear students. Please think over it. You have last 5 seconds. Okay, the time up. The correct answer is, if we have 3 sequence, that is ADBC, ACBD and BDAC. If we enter this sequence correctly, that means it's going to turn on the ignition system. It will not turn on the ABS. It related to braking. This is battery. All of the above is not the answer. The ignition system is correct answer. Now coming to the next question. Error even signal is generated by sequence generator if, that means when error even signal will generate. These are all the conditions. Options are given A, B, C, D. Please try to think over it. You have the first one is sequence in enter in order, sequence not enter into order, battery is discharged, and none of the above. Please think over, student. The hint is the even error is related to sequence generator. Yes, you are thinking in right direction. If we enter a right sequence, then only it, or when we enter, if we do not enter the right sequence, then only the error even will generate. The answer is B. Sequence is not enter in order. Let's see the question number 8. In electronic ignition lock system, comparator is used to compare the output of counter and output of dash. In previous slides, we have seen the comparator is connected to two devices, or comparator gets multiple signals from different devices. Here we have to identify from which device we get the signal other than counter. Other than counter, we get the signal. Please think over it, students. Dear students, you have last 10 seconds to answer your question. The time is up. Last 2 seconds. Yeah. The answer is sequence detector. Let me read the question once again. In electronic ignition lock system, comparator is used to compare the output of counter and the output of sequence detector. If the output of counter and sequence detector is true or correct, then only the output of comparator is true. Now coming to the 9th question, dear students, read this question. Please try to answer this. You have 50 seconds now. Ignition system disabled when dash error signal is issued. Even error or E2 error, or even or E2, or the last option even and E2. Please try to recall the block diagram which you have seen in the previous slides. Dear students, you have last 5 seconds. Okay, the time is up. Let me answer the question. The answer is error E1 or E2. As we have seen the block diagram, in block diagram we had OR gate which is having the input E1 or E2. If any of the input is high, then it disables the ignition system. Let's see the last question, dear students. You have 60 seconds to answer this. The question is, dash signal is generated if the valid sequence is entered. This is with respect to electronic lock system. You have last 30 seconds, dear students. Please try to think over it. Option A is a complete signal, option B is an error signal, option C is a pending, option D is all of the above. Dash signal is generated if the valid sequence is entered. Yes, dear students, you found it right. The answer is complete signal will be generated if we enter the right sequence. Dear students, this is all about multiple choice question. And these are all the references which I referred to create this PPT. Thank you, students. Dear students, if you have any suggestions regarding contents, tools, formats, please do write your feedbacks and opinions and suggestions to the mentioned email ID, that is lms.dtak@gmail.com. Thank you.